I go to is not just moms. I see a lot of dads dropping their kids off. So
Okay.
it's a lot of, single dads too. So we need to bridge that gap.
Okay. Thank you, Carvana. Thank you. Anyone else? These are really good.
This is Diamond.
Mhm.
Earlier, one of the moms was talking about friend of the court and how like it's hard to get in contact with them. I
Mhm.
feel like you know they need to like have like because they used on the website on the my child. 1 second, I have to tell you.
Diamond, did we
Okay.
lose you?
I had to tell my kids to be quiet.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so um, like I say before COVID, they had a link where you could like
Mm-hmm.
ask a question online and then somebody will get back with you, and like they don't do that anymore, and then like when you call
Okay.
it's like 2 hour wait time, and by the time they call you back either you missed the call because it was so long ago you forgot about it,
Okay.
um or shoot they might not even call you back at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Okay.
feel like the state need to open everything back up,
Okay. Okay.
and open everything back up and help the people who need help, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people have questions, a lot of dads have questions, and it's just like people lost significant others during COVID. Like it's a lot going on, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's not enough help from the state. Like with the
Okay.
especially and another thing with the DHS specialists. I don't know about
Mm-hmm.
anybody else, but my DHS worker never answers the phone.
Mm.
And they be grumpy, like they be so mean. Like
Mm.
so I feel like they need more training, better training to
Okay.
learn how to they community workers, like you need to learn how to talk to people because you never know. Like I could feel some type of way about having to ask you for things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it might make
Mm-hmm.
me feel less of a person to have to ask for things and you yelling at
Mm.
me, calling
Okay.
me. So yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Good. Does that any? Go
this
ahead,
Kristen, I
Kristen.
agree 100% of everything she's saying. Like
Mm-hmm.
the state in general. I don't know how much. I don't know if even they would hear something like this, but my worker for DHS was. I applied for a state of relief, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even talk to my worker one time, and I all of a sudden got a letter saying what I was supposed to do, and I couldn't even get a phone number for my
Mm-hmm.
worker. Like I couldn't even get in touch with them. They were saying they don't accept phone calls. I'm like, if they don't accept phone calls, well, what am
Mm-hmm.
I have to come up there? Like, what am I supposed to do? And then even with friend of the court, I tried to call, and it's like a 2 hour wait, like
Mm.
minimum almost. And then when you get on the phone with them, they not really any help. They say because of COVID,
Mm.
and they pretty much blame COVID for it, but it's I don't know, it's horrible. Almost make you want to just tell people don't ever have a baby in Wayne County if anything don't happen. I mean, if anything go
Mm-hmm.
wrong and you have to, you know, file for child support, just try to never do it in Wayne County. It just make it look bad, basically.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Appreciate that. Does anyone else have anything they want to add? Okay, well, let's go to the next slide. So, how can your community provide support to your moms? How can your community provide support to moms?
I feel like um our community could give support to mothers by assisting us with like like someone else mentioned, like pulling the trash cans in and out, helping with stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just just minor stuff. Help cleaning up like um, for instance, like when kids go out to the playground and they come
Mm-hmm.
back home with a bunch of stuff that they found in the dirt, like, just simply helping like, keeping the parks and stuff clean and
Mm-hmm.
keeping like, bullet shells and condom wrappers and stuff like that away from like, like the parks and stuff. Like I feel like, those are or just little minor simple things that,
Mhm.
you know, it goes a long way. And I feel like, you know, it can help mothers because, you know, sometimes we have it hard, especially when our kids are being introduced to things that, you know, you weren't ready to introduce them, you know,
Mhm.
to. So now you have to have like those uncomfortable talks and situations with them, you know. So I just feel like, you know, those are minor things that can help moms a lot, especially like single moms. You know,
Okay.
I feel like that'll help too.
Oh, thank you. Very good, Deshaun. That was good. Thank you. Things to really think about. Anyone else? How can your community provide more support to moms?
This is Diamond. Um, I feel like one of my biggest issues in my community is like the street I live on, like it got like I requested that they put a speed bump on my street because all people do is speed down our street all day, all night. Kids be outside riding their little bikes in the front. Like I wish people would stop speeding down my street. Like,
Okay.
especially if you see some kids on their little bikes, like just slow down. You
Mhm.
know, or the city can put a 4-way stop because there's been like 10 accidents since the snow been falling. Not 10, probably exaggerating, but about 5 accidents, you know, and it's all because of people speeding
Okay.
and not paying attention. So yeah.
Okay. All right, good. Anyone else? How can your community provide more support in your area?
Just a joke. The churches can get together and they could just babysit all the babies in one little gym or auditorium for
More babysitting services. Okay.
This is Cameron. There's a group of men, like a organization right now called New Era Detroit, and they're like very vigilant, and they they try to make sure that they provide security for women and you know, basically whoever. They say they get a lot of pushback from men, but they really try to look out for women in the community when they see them out at night, you know, so they can feel safe. Um they'll walk them to their car, they'll, you know, help them, you know, get their groceries in the car if they're like walking from the grocery store. They'll pump their gas if they're at the gas station. A lot of people feel unsafe getting gas in the city or, you know, at night because, you know, they never know what's going to happen. So I think that if we had more programs like that to support, that would just help people feel safe in general, you know, leaving out their house and things.
Cameron, that is good. What did you say the name was that group again?
New Era Detroit.
Oh, New Era Detroit. Okay, excellent. Very good. It's good to know. Anyone else? You all are, I'm telling you, giving excellent answers. Anyone else? Okay, well, let's go to the next question. How can healthcare providers, so first, the last one was community. Now, how can healthcare providers, clinics and hospitals provide more support to mothers? Healthcare providers, clinics, hospitals.
This is Kimberly. I would have to say that the mother and labor nurses um, maybe should do some kind of like bedside manner training.
Okay.
And they probably need to do more recertifications.
Okay.
To have a mother who was sent to the hospital by the doctor to be induced to sit or maybe 4 or 5 hours without checking on the child is a disservice. So,
Okay.
yeah, I would have to say that.
Okay. Thank you, Kimberly.
You're welcome.
This is Diamond. So, like what I said earlier, like just give us a moment to breathe with our children and just give us a moment. We trying to recover more skin. More skin to skin time because like they'll let you, well not the hospital I went to 2 times, they put the baby on my chest and took my baby right back. Like Jesus Christ,
Oh,
you know.
okay.
And the first
Okay.
time they did that, my baby had to go to the ICU. Nothing was wrong with her, but
Mhm.
they said something was wrong with her. So they just took her out the room. I didn't remember what she looked like. I literally, that triggered my postpartum right there because I just was so stressed out and overwhelmed. They wouldn't let me get up and go see her. Tomorrow. You can't walk, but I got up and walked when they walked out and got out the room, and I was fine. It's not a fall risk, but I was not a fall risk. Let us have more time with our babies. We carried this baby. Let us hold this baby as long as we need to. You can get the baby's temperature. It ain't gonna drop. It ain't gonna. This baby gonna be fine. Just give me a minute. Give us more
Okay.
time.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you, Diamond. More
No.
time. Skin to skin time. Okay. Good. Anyone else? How can healthcare providers, clinics, and hospitals provide more support to the mothers?
Some doctors, I would say they could take more time out to actually, focus on the details when a mother is explaining to them, like, what's going on with their child, besides, basically how they kind of like rush you to hurry up and talk, say what's going on so they can hurry up and get you out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just take a little bit more time to kind of like listen to to what's going on, because there has been a couple of times where I've taken my kids to the doctor and they were misdiagnosed because the clinic is full and they're trying to get as many people seen before lunchtime or before closing time, so they kind of like rush you in and out. So I feel like that's something else that they could do to support mothers.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Tashawn. Anyone else? Okay, well, we're gonna go on because it's 7:08 and I want to make sure I get you out on time. How can the local health department provide more support? Your local health department, Detroit Health Department, Oakland or Macomb. How can the local health department provide more support to mothers? First of all, have any of you been involved with your local health department?
Yes, I actually went to the new one. I don't think it's new, but it's like a new location downtown off
Okay.
Woodward, and they do walk-in immunizations. I've been missing my baby's doctor's appointments, and they let me walk in and get shots today. And they did lead tests for me. They gave me resources. They asked me questions. Like, it's really good. I like that office. So.
Okay, excellent. Okay. Anyone else? Have you been involved with your local health department? Okay, well, I'm going to take that as a no. Let's go to the next question. How can the state provide more support to mothers? How can the state provide more support?
This is Carvana. I think the state could provide more support to mothers with us. I think just bridging that communication gap, like us not being uncomfortable or feeling like, we're bothering our, lawmakers and our representatives and stuff, to let them know what's exactly going on. They need to have that line of communication open for us, not being afraid to call or email or write a letter to Governor Whitmer and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what you need to focus your attention to. Like, we elect them in there. We need to hold them accountable for what needs to be done, because we seeing what's going on. I'm not going to say they're not in the community, they are, but just in a different way.
Okay. Thank you, Ravana. Anyone else? How can the state provide?
This is Kimberly. I was just gonna say that they could possibly look into longer leave time for mothers after they have their children.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because good old Canada has a nice plan rolled out for their moms as well as the fathers to take parental leave after they deliver. So I would suggest that.
Okay. Thank you.
Agreed.
Anyone else? Someone else said something else. Okay, let's go on. How can our organization provide more support to mothers? So, like our community, work that we do, Southeast Michigan Perinatal Quality Improvement Coalition, we provide resources, education to moms. Some of you may be familiar with our organization. Some of you may not, but we work with Ascension and other healthcare organizations to help support mothers. What other organizations, how can organizations provide more support to mothers? WIC program, new Brilliant Detroit.
Doing exactly what we're doing now, having more like town hall meetings, having more roundtable discussions, like literally asking us.
Okay. Good. These are things the state is providing this opportunity. So that's really important. So this is your opportunity to speak, ladies, and let the state know what's on your mind. So that's good, providing more opportunities like this to share.
Correct.
Thank you, Carvana. Anyone else? How can any other organizations provide support to moms? Resources. What other resources does mom need? Hi, Kiara. Do you have anything you would like to add? How can more organizations provide support to moms? Or anyone, while Kiara is thinking. Anyone else?
Well, this is Diamond. Not necessarily this organization, but I say okay, so okay. So I think that 1 second, Jesus.
It's okay. Well, does anyone else want to say anything while Diamond is tending to the baby?
What was the question?
Okay.
How can organizations provide more support to moms?
Okay, so I'm back. It's Diamond. So I would say more financial literacy programs would be great. Because, it's hard to, in school, in high school stuff, I think they should like teach about credit and budgeting, because when you get older, when you start to have a family, it's very important to start to learn financial responsibility so you can be financially stable, because finances is the biggest stressor in low-income families. Either you live in paycheck to paycheck, or you're not living paycheck to paycheck and you're not budgeting right. So that makes you live paycheck to paycheck. And then, with home repairs and stuff. Oh, yes, Wayne Metro. I know it's not your, but I think Wayne Metro I forgot what I was going to say. They have a financial literacy program, but I feel like it should be more engaging, and, I feel like
Okay.
we need to learn about finances better to be able to manage our money and take care of our households better.
Okay, thank you, Diamond. Good. Guys are really adding a lot more. I really appreciate it. Let's go to the next question. So now the last one was regarding mothers. Is there anything additional supports for infants that babies need? Any additional support for infants in your community?
More like safe parks and stuff.
Mm,
That parents will feel comfortable taking their kids to something more family friendly. I know Fox 2 has like their little weekend section where they tell you like family friendly things to do for the weekend or what's coming up for the weekend. Like we should have local things like that in the neighborhood. That's family friendly,
Okay, thank you.
especially for
Ivana, that's
infants.
good.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Any more opportunities to provide additional support for infants in the community?
Oh, something I could add more. You know how like they have those car seat drives and stuff like that. They could do more of those, or even like trade-in programs where like say if you have an old or a used car seat stroller, whatever, you can trade it in and get a new one because these babies are constantly growing. So you need to accommodate more.
Okay, okay, good. Trade-in programs. Okay, good. Ivana, that's what we're looking for. Excellent. Anyone else? What else? Additional support for infants in the community? Okay, well, let's go to the next question because we're getting close to the end. What relationship between people or organizations could be strengthened to provide additional support for infants? So now we said it's for moms, but what about relationships between people or organizations can be strengthened to help infants? And you all have given a lot of information. It's really good. You all have really did a good job. Anything else? Strengthen the relationships between people and organization. What relationships? What relationships between people or organizations? That can help provide additional support for infants. Okay, well, if we can't think of anything, let's go to the next one. Any other questions, answers to how can your community provide more support to infants? Anything you think you have not left off? I mean, anything you think you have left off is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Okay, well, let's go to the next question. You all have given a lot of good answers. Okay, how about healthcare providers, clinics, or hospital? How can they provide more support to infants? Now, you've told us about the moms, what the moms go through. What about infants? from healthcare providers and clinics? What do infants need?
Probably taking more time to actually get to know your infant, looking at them, building a bond with them, as much. I know they be limited time, but just, actually
Mhm.
laying eyes on them and connecting, because it's one thing to just look at a child and assess them. Okay, well, this diagnosis, they have this, they have that,
Mhm.
but actually, connecting with them,
Mhm.
understanding, then I think they will understand a little bit more where moms are coming from, or what the mom is trying to, or dad trying to explain.
Okay, good. All right. Anyone else? Connecting with infants, building a bond. Very good. Thank you, Carvana.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, now this again is the local health department. Can they provide more supports to infants? And I had asked the question earlier, have any of you been involved with your local health department? Is there anything else the local health department, programs, any type of programs?
They could offer more, probably more like education and safety awarenesses, or provide parents with like the little equipment for, like, say if a child is choking or something. I think it's called LifeVac.
Okay.
Even, if they're give them away or raffle them off, doing education classes about it, like just creating more of awareness for that.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah, so she said that, I'll also think it would be benefit. Oh, this is Diamond, by the way.
Okay.
I think it would be like really beneficial to like have like monthly meetings where they do try to teach people CPR for infants and for small children.
Okay.
Right.
Because so when your baby they they just put things in their mouth, and I think it would be good for moms to. And then a lot of these programs, like, they want you to pay, and sometimes you can't afford to. And I think at least once a month, maybe at least if not even once a month, annually, it would be great. Like where they have a whole bunch of people come down and teach us how to stop our kids from choking.
Right.
Okay. All right, excellent. Anything else that you all could think of? And let's go to the next question too. Besides the local health department, what about the state? How can the state provide more support to infants?
This is Kimberly.
Mhm.
I would say that it's mainly targeted towards infants. I would just say children, individually children. I think maybe like a year or two ago, the sex offender laws was changed
Mhm.
in regarding to the distance that they can be around schools.
Mhm.
So I think if we want to talk about safety of children,
Okay.
that should be relooked at.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay. Very good. See, that's what I'm saying. You are thinking outside the box. Excellent, Kimberly. Very good. Anyone else? You all, I'm telling you, you all are coming up with some great answers. And this information is being recorded and will be sent to the state.
Since we're on the topic of safety, starting with infants, not just with school age children, about gun laws and background checks and
Mhm.
things of that nature, like that needs to be done like yesterday.
Okay. Now, who said that? I couldn't see the name.
Me, Carvana.
Oh, Carvana. Okay. Thanks, Carvana. Very good. Gun laws, okay. School checks. Good. Okay, great. Let's go to the next question. Okay. All right, so is there anything else that anyone wants to add on regarding organizations being more supportive of infants? You all have excellent.
This is Kiana.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that they shouldn't push the immunizations, like they push that so hard, and I just feel like the kids should really like grow more, like get immune to life around us before they start just pushing that immunizations around. Like,
Okay. So you would prefer they not push immunizations? Is that what
well,
you're
not like as soon as possible, and then they should get like healthier, better immunizations. Because I've learned that some kids like some kids get sicker, you know, with immunizations.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay. Well, thank you so much, Kavana. That was excellent. And we're going to go to our next slide to end it, which I'm going to say thank you. I really appreciate all the responses that you all have given. They have been excellent. You all have done a wonderful job. And I really appreciate it. Appreciate you taking the time. I want to say we appreciate you taking the time and joining us tonight. You didn't have to, but you did. And we are so thankful. I want to say also that we will be giving out gift cards to Erica on your behalf, $100 gift cards for your participation tonight. You know what? I didn't ask you to put your name. Ellen, do we have everyone's name, or do we need them to put their name in the chat? Because I didn't think to do that.
We should have their names. If they want to put it in the chat to make extra sure, then that would probably be best.
Let's just go ahead and do that. Could everyone just go ahead and put your name in the chat? We want to make sure we have your name. Everyone that was on tonight, if you could give us, make sure each person's name is in the chat.
Did you want like address too, in case the gift cards would be mailed, or just name in the chat?
Erica, how will they receive it? Or how
The same way that we did it before. They can meet me at the office, or I'll
Okay.
mail it per their request.
Okay. All right, good. Very good. Erica, did you have anything you wanted to say or add?
No, thank you everyone for joining. I know a few of you guys, it was the last moment. Thank you so much.
It was a good group, very good group. Appreciate it. I'm sorry, did someone else, were they saying something? I just want to give everyone a chance to make sure you write your names in the chat. We have everybody's name.
I think so.
Okay. All right, well, if you have entered your name, I just want to say this ends our session tonight, everyone. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming on and sharing. You all gave excellent answers, a lot, and this information will be sent to the state. We just really appreciate each of you, and this is very important to us as well as to the state. And once you have entered your name and we have it in our chat, then you are free to leave. Thank
And
you.
thank you,
again.
Andrea, for facilitating this evening. You've done a great job.
Thank you.